All right, everybody. Take two. So, welcome to session two of our Pathfinder 2 beginner box game. And we'll be playing Pathfinder 2, Menace under Otari for the next hour ish plus. And our ladies here are, I guess, what did you say? Damsels of Death and Destruction? I love it. Where we left off is you took care of a rat problem. I guess it was an extermination request, and you have been successful. So you lived through your first adventure, and where we left off was Thaneth was just fixing to descend down this earthen path that, well, actually everybody discovered, sort of like a hole in the eastern wall. And there were some other tracks that Thanos tried to discern what they might be, and her check was unsuccessful, but they were a smaller than humanoid type of track. I didn't butcher that. I'm surprised I didn't. So welcome back, ladies, and we're gonna continue on here with session two, and the ball is in your court. Would you like to continue down? I know that Thanos was raring to go at the end of last week. So what would you like to do, ladies?
Yeah.
May I try to determine what the tracks are?
Sure, you can give me a perception check. Ah, very nice check. So you've seen these tracks before out in the woodlands around Otari, and it seems like these are probably going to be kobold tracks. And Rive eats kobolds for lunch.
I will share that with my sisters.
Yeah. Yes, you were able to discern that there are some kobold tracks that were also mixed in with the giant rat tracks.
I say, sisters, what we could do is we could go down and investigate where this leads. And if it turns out to be a bigger problem than initially portrayed, we could probably swindle even more money out of all of this. So I say, let's go and investigate first.
That's a good idea.
Come on up to the head of the line.
More money's always good.
Yeah, because you ladies had no clue that this was going to turn in more than just the extermination of some rats. So yeah, this is definitely some opportunity here for you. And plus this is off of Tamerlane's property as well. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to investigate. Although nature provides everything I need, not necessarily the money.
Whoa. I'm sure your other sisters will take your money then.
I have no problem holding it for you.
Probably already are.
Thaneth, sister, if you would like to go first, would you like the torch?
Sure, that'd be great.
Can I pass my torch off to her?
Yeah, she's got light already because you ladies had torches and stuff as you were descending down, and we'll just say that you just picked them back up. So I'll put you a little bit deeper into the corridor to where you can actually see what's going on. So as you take a step or two down, you can see that the ceiling of this natural earthen cave, it goes up to about 20 feet or so. And there's, a couple of stalagmites, a couple stalactites. You can also see on the eastern edge of this room, there's a sort of like a big drop off. So it looks like there may be a hole down there that you can climb down into.
I think we should at least go down to see if we can see what's in the hole.
All right, that sounds good. Yeah, and you work your way down. There's no skill checks or nothing like that needed. And as the rest of you ladies, you start to descend down the stairs, you can all see. So what's going on in here, basically. So as you get to the edge of this embankment, or I guess it would be like an escarpment, it descends down about 10 feet. So there's going to be no acrobatic checks or strength checks. As long as you're taking your time getting down, you won't have any issues. But if you were trying to fight and climb down, then there may be a check needed. But that's how I kind of do stuff like that, sort of like common sense stuff. So some DMs like to do a check for everything, every 5-foot step you take. I don't like to do that. So, but yeah. And you can also see, which actually catches your eye, Thaneth, because you are one with herbs and alchemy and bombs and stuff. You notice that there is, in the eastern corner of this room, there is a patch of these mushrooms. And there's all different sizes and types of mushrooms. And that actually catches your eye because you're like, this looks interesting.
I'm going to go a little closer and see if there's anything worth gathering.
Sure. Yeah, you can climb down. Like I said, there's no check needed, and the rest of you ladies can do the same. And if you'd like to give me I'm sure you probably have the alchemy lore skill or herbalism lore or something like that. If you'd like to give me that skill check, that would be good. Yeah, you have herbalism lore, so yeah. Ooh, did you see that 20 roll over to an 8? So I will say this. You are successful with your check. And as you're kind of rummaging around inside of this mushroom patch, you find that there are a couple days worth of mushrooms that are edible. And the way that kind of speaking out of character, I'll let you ladies know this. Well, Pathfinder skill checks are in general in Pathfinder 2. If you're successful with a check, then obviously you're going to get something cool as a reward. But if you get a critical, which is 10 above the DC, just like if you were in combat and you roll 10 above the armor class, that's also a crit. So then you would actually get something, and then something even more cool. So that's how Pathfinder skill checks in 2 work. So I like that mechanic. So, but yes, you found a couple days worth of edible mushrooms, and I will put that into the party sheet that we have. And if you want to access the party sheet, you can do so by going to the upper right hand corner, and there is a group of 3 humanoid silhouettes, and you can hover over it. It says party sheet, and you can open that up, and you can see everyone's hit points or your hit points, or whatever I decide people what I want them to see. And then there's a couple of other tabs. There's an inventory tab to where you can see what is in the party sheet. So I'm going to add 2 days worth of edible mushrooms. Are they the edible mushrooms that will trick your mind into different things? And no, they're not. They're just regular edible mushrooms, but they're not the good shrooms. The good shrooms. So, yeah, you've got 2 of those, and then you can also see. I can also distribute experience points. So every time we have an encounter, like we did with the rats, I can go ahead and add that encounter into the party sheet. And then you can see that when I award it in the chat box, this is everybody gets 320 XP. So that's pretty cool. And that's added to your character sheet. Now, every time you hit 1,000 experience points, you go up a level in Pathfinder 2. So it's not like you need 1,000 for first level and 5,000 for second. It's just in Pathfinder 2, every time you get 1,000 experience, you get a level. So I like that as well. So there's not huge, gigantic numbers that you need. And it just makes you, every time you go up another level, you're thinking, oh, now I need 15 million experience or something like that. Yeah, I just don't. I like the way that they're doing that in Pathfinder 2. So, all right. So you ladies have gotten your experience. You have found a couple of mushrooms. And if you want to put those 2 days worth of mushrooms in your pack, Thaneth, you can always go into the party sheet and into the inventory tab. And then all you have to do is make sure your character sheet's opened up to the inventory tab, and you can simply just drag and drop those edible mushrooms one at a time onto your sheet. So it's pretty cool. So you really honestly don't have to type anything. Everything is just always drag and drop. So every time we find money, I can distribute it even, or items or whatever. So it's really nice the way that Fantasy Grounds is set up. Shameless plug, by the way, as well. So, wonder why. Anyways, I digress. So, yeah, you found a couple of mushrooms, and you know, if you would, I had a DC set as a 12, but if you would have rolled like a 22 plus, then you would have got like another special ingredient to make maybe a poison or an alchemist fire, something like that. So. All right, so we will allow you ladies to continue on. Anyone else want to do anything while we are in this earthen cavern, about a 20 foot ceiling, and no other entrances or exits out except for the way you came in, and to the northwest, another set of earthen stairs descend down into deeper darkness.
Well, I definitely would like to do a perception check.
Sure. Absolutely. You can give me a perception check. And another thing about how I run a game is, even though we're going to be playing modularized content, I always like to reward players. So if you want to search the room, always feel free to search a room. Even if there's something, even if the room says there's no treasure in this room, I don't listen to that. I do what I want to do. And if you get a high enough roll, like a natural 20, I always reward for something like that. Or if I have a DC set in mind and it's high enough, I'll also reward you as well. So yeah. Don't forget to search corpses and rooms, because you never know what you're going to find.
Well, and when people bend over to pick mushrooms, they drop things. That's why I'm looking.
Yeah. Well, with your check, you do not find anything out of the ordinary.
Can we hear any of the noises we could hear before?
You can hear sort of like a water drops, because there's some puddles of water as you're walking through. You can hear some puddles. But as for the noises that you could hear, the scratching and stuff, that's gone, because of you took care of the rats. And that's pretty much where those sounds were coming from, was within the cellar. But when you're in here, there's no other noises. It's very eerie quiet, with the stalagmites and the stalactites and the water kind of dripping off them onto the floor. Boop, boop. So I see
the only way
Rythe.
down to the north there?
Yes. Yeah. Where Rythe is. Anyone else want to search the room? everyone's welcome to search. All right. Well, that's an opportunity loss if you don't want to search.
I'll go ahead and search. Perception check.
Yeah, perception check. Yeah. I usually, like I said, I reward natural 20s, so. Why don't you give me one also, Rye? Go to the main page of your character sheet and click on the perception under the initiative in the middle of the sheet. Let's see how you roll. Like I said, I don't mind if you ladies if you search every single room, because you ladies are eventually going to start running 20s, rolling 20s, and you'll be rewarded for that. So, but yes, you're so into moving down into this next chamber, and I'll move you, seeing that you were there, as you descend down a little bit more, Writhe, and also Thaneth. This room descends about another 20 feet down, and the air that you're breathing is starting to get really musky, sort of like that yearly bottle of Stetson cologne that I would get every year as a kid growing up. That musky, nasty cologne. So yes, as you're descending down, you see that there is the largest of all of the chambers that you've seen so far. And what you notice about this chamber as it continues down deeper into the Underdark, or the underground, this large chamber has a lot of strands of webbing that are kind of intertwining with one another all throughout this chamber. Stuck to the walls, stuck to the floor, stuck to the ceiling. There's stalagmites and stalactites in this room, although they won't impede any kind of movement. And there's also some bluish glowing lichen kind of spaced throughout the chamber as well on the walls.
Is it anything I want to pick?
I don't know. If you could get closer, you could probably take a closer look at it, but you're going to have to move into the room. And any of these squares, from a tactical standpoint, if you put your token in any square where the webbing is, then that's considered difficult terrain. And that's going to cost you 10 feet of movement instead of 5 feet of movement, because how you're moving now, it's all 5 feet. But if you step in anything with webbing, it would be 10 feet. So you lose movement going into difficult terrain.
Before I even think about moving into this room, if I see webs, I'm pulling the rapier.
Okay, sure. Yeah, you can definitely draw your weapon. And I'm sure you other ladies would probably draw your weapons as well as you're, just exploring through. I know if I was an adventurer, I know I'd have my weapon, drawn and ready to go. So
I don't think Rive would ever put hers away.
yeah, she's probably just got it slumped over her shoulder or something
She
like
sleeps with it like a teddy bear.
Exactly.
All right, so we're pretty much the same age ranges except for Rive. Do you ladies remember that corny show called Sledgehammer, where the cop used to sleep with his gun, and it was the most stupidest but yet funniest show ever? It was on for like 8 episodes or something. It was so awesome. I love that. Kind of reminded me of that. But yeah, old Sledgehammer. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. That's what he always used to say. All right, out of character.
Warrior, where are you?
Opening scene of the whole entire show, there's like a criminal on the top of the roof, and the lieutenant's like, Sledgehammer, you got to get this guy down. You got to talk him down. He goes, I'll talk him down. All right. So he goes to his car, opens up the trunk, pulls out a bazooka, and then it shows like a demolishing project of the building just crumbling down. And he goes, we got our man, Lieutenant. He just gets in his car and drives off. Sorry about that. It was so stupid. You got to check it out. Stupid 80s stuff. So I'm still stuck in the 80s and 90s, by the way, just to let you know. So I'm not afraid to admit it. All right. So it looks like
I do
Ride,
have a
you've
question.
sure.
So in D&D, orcs have very short lives and they are adults by the age of 11. Is that the same for Pathfinder orcs?
I think they're adults around 17 or 18. So yeah, something like it's sort of like the same ish. I mean, it would probably, I think it says something in the core book for average ages, weights, heights, and stuff like that. I think there's a chart like there is in the 5e core rule book. Yeah, I think it's
Okay.
somewhere around 7, maybe 15 to 18 years old or something like that. You're an adult. But it's not like you're going to age enough to where you're going to die an old, orc at the end of the adventure. "Ah, it's been fun adventuring." It's not going to be like that. I promise. So yes, as you are moving into this room, Rod, you can see that there's sort of like this alcove in the northeastern corner, and that's where most of the spider webs are. And then to the northwest, you can see that there's more stairs that are actually ascending back up, leading somewhere. Ooh.
Well,
Okay.
sisters, something made this web. I kind of want to find out what it is.
Ooh. I wonder what it could be.
I
Okay.
don't like spiders.
We'll say that there are other monsters that do create webs that aren't spiders. So it may not be a spider.
We could set the webs on fire and draw it out.
You could do that. Yeah. You have torches, so and
I have a
you
bomb.
you've got, and you can make more bombs too. Yeah.
That's the
Okay.
fastest way.
And
Okay,
Kaylin,
Sledgehammer, are you making bombs and blowing up the building to get the spider to come out or what?
Of course, before you throw it, maybe we should yell, if anybody's in there, you might want to come out before we bomb you. 'Cause you don't know who's in there.
Let's look around. What can we see from here?
Well, like I was mentioning, in the northeastern corner is the most like gathering of webs, and yeah, it just depends. And then, like I had mentioned, on the east and the western walls, there are a bunch of these lightly blue glowing mushrooms.
Wait up, sis.
sorry, I got excited.
Oh, it's okay. So yeah, give me a perception check really quick, Writhe. That's a good roll because as you're starting to move into the webs, how are you moving into the webs? Are you just kind of Frodo Bagginsing it, just kind of pushing them away or slicing through with your weapon or push to talk?
Oh, sorry. I'm
Darn
Claytoning it from
push-it.
Tarzan.
Oh, you're
You
swinging
remember
on
Clayton?
them. Well, there are a couple that are hanging from the ceiling. So if you want to swing from the, I will require you to do an acrobatics check. So-
No. Clayton was just chopping his way through the forest in
Yeah.
Tarzan. That's
Okay.
that's his solution to everything is his gun and his sword. So that's what
Right.
I'm doing. I'm just chopping my way through.
Okay, so as you're chopping your way through, you do make quite a bit of noise because of the tension of these strands, or they're tight like piano wires. So when you're cutting through, it's making pings and pongs, and all of a sudden to the northeast, you get about 4 or 5 swings of your axe through, and then you can start to see a spider coming towards you. So we are going to roll initiative as a spider about this is no typical house spider. The spider is about 5 foot wide and it stands about 5 foot tall. So everyone roll their initiative for their let's do it. Let's see how we do. Oh, ladies, nice rolls. Wow, very nice. So it looks like everyone gets to go before the spider. So that's a good thing.
Where's my initiative?
On the main tab. Right on the middle right where it says initiative perception on the main tab.
So that's the same thing?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
You use initiative for perception. If you were stealthing, then I would have made you do a stealth for initiative instead. But yeah. All right. So I see a couple folks are wanting to move. So I'll cancel those out. So yeah, this is another cool feature about Fantasy Grounds to where we can lock tokens and everybody can do their movement that way instead of, because once you turn the lights on, the cockroaches scatter and everybody loves to move around and stuff. So I'm not calling you, I'm just making that as an example. So I get to lock the tokens. So yeah, pretty cool. Okay. So you ladies all had great initiatives. We'll go first with round one. That was probably a bad analyzing the cockroaches scatter. I don't mean that you ladies are cockroaches. I'm just saying, just in general, when you start breaking out monsters and stuff, people start moving their tokens. And yeah, gotcha. Okay, so let's go ahead and go with Glory. You're first with a 25 initiative. Really nice roll. So you're moving your 25 feet. Wow, you are doing, and I'll say that you can get into that last square without it being dealing with difficult terrain because your sister was basically just slicing all of these webs. So we'll say that I'll do a pointer. We'll say that the webs on these on this pink line or purple line, fuchsia, I guess. I had a car that color one time. And a geostorm. I saw Thanos go. Like, what a weirdo. Yes, I had a car that color, so sorry. I should not even said anything. People judge too easy. Okay, so you were able to move in there. And what would you like to do, Gloria? You have 2 actions left because you used 1 to move.
Well, I've got that lovely rapier pulled, so I'm going to try to slice dice and make hundreds of little small spider.
Okay. Everybody said, "Hey, that's a pink car." I'm like, no, it's not. It's fuchsia. It was fake. Ooh, nice critical miss. You have 1 action left. What would you like to do? Later on, we could incorporate the Pathfinder critical hit deck, the critical miss deck. We could incorporate that kind of stuff later on once we get more used to the game. All right, so 2 actions down. What would you like to do? Would you like to attack again at -5?
I'm going to attack it. Yeah, so
all right.
It's the -5.
Good luck with your attack. So you would either click in the combat tracker, the MA2 button in the upper left-hand corner, or on your character sheet, the middle number beside your attack.
So all I do is I click that. Now, which one do I roll? Do I roll the +2?
On your sheet, it would be the for your rapier, it would be the +2, yeah. And then the third box is for if you're doing 3 attacks and it's -10. So, ooh, so that is a miss with a -5, 15. Now, if that was D&D, you would have hit it easily, but yeah, Pathfinder, it's a little bit more difficult. All right, so we are moving to Kaylin. What would you like to do, Kaylin?
I'd like to move up to there.
Okay, there you go.
But thank you. And then, that is the ranged one, right? All right, so I'm gonna drop that, drag this here. That should be within 30, I'm hoping.
All right, looks like you're casting Electric Arc, which the spider did have a successful saving throw. So it will take half damage, so you can do your damage, and it will calculate the successful saving throw for half damage. All right, so you blast it for a total of 6 electricity damage, and it is slightly wounded.
And then I get a third action.
Yes, you cost you 2 to cast your. No, actually, you moved, which was 1, and you cast a spell. So those are your 3 actions, because casting a spell takes 2 and moving is 1. So
Not a problem.
we'll pass it on to Thaneth. And what would you like to do?
Can I move
Okay,
up? Oops,
sounds
I don't know
good.
if I meant to move. Okay, and now I want to see if I can hit it.
Was it you wanted to move here, or did you want to move here or here?
In the first place is fine. It's close.
Okay, all right. Yeah, because that doesn't have any difficult terrain to it. So are you using your sling? Or are you chucking a bomb?
No, I'm not going to bomb my sister. Yeah, sling. So it should be my second.
Okay. So that'll be the +5. Ooh, so that is
+5 the 0. I think it was the 0, right?
Yeah, your sling is +5, so that would have been 4 + 5. So I don't know where you got the 4 from. Oh, attack.
I thought it was
okay, I gotcha. Yeah, that's your. Well, if you're attacking, you get no penalty whatsoever. It's only when you start doing multiple attacks is when you start getting the multiple attack penalty. So yeah, even with 10 added on, that still would have been a miss. So you've got 2 actions used, 1 for movement, 1 for your sling, and you have 1 action left.
If I want to do the sling again, I pick the middle one.
Yes, the one that says 0. Yep. All right, so let's drag that over onto the spider, and that is a hit. So now you ladies know a 16 was a miss and a 17 was a hit, so surprise. All right, so now you get to do your damage, which is to the right of that, which is 1d6 bludgeoning. Ooh, nice damage. Another 5 damage, and the spider is heavily wounded. Yeah, the spider's seen better days. So those are your 3 actions. Now it's to the spider, as it's gonna it's gonna move 1 step over, and it's gonna do a fang attack on you. So let's attack Gloria. Ooh, and a 24 is a hit. So you're going to take a total of 5 piercing damage, and you are now, you're hurting a little bit. And now I need to give you a saving throw. So let's give you a saving throw. Ooh, you failed your saving throw. That 16 rolled over to a 13. So, all right. So you failed a saving throw. And now we have to give you some poison damage as the spider's giant fangs pierce into your body, and you feel this burning sensation. And I'm going to give you some poison damage. So you're going to take 7 more damage for a total of 12, and your body is just on fire now. And I'm also going to give you the flat-footed. I know, I tell you. You're also going to have the flat-footed condition as well, which flat-footed gives you a penalty to your AC. All right. So that is going to be 1 attack for the spider. Ooh, wow. So we're going to go with movement is 1, attack 2. And I think what I'm going to do is... I think I'm also going to try to shoot you with a web. And I will do that at a -2 penalty. So let's see if we can hit you with webbing. Which you miss it. You kind of duck out of the way, do a tumble or whatever. So those are the 3 attacks for the spider. And we will move to Writhe. You are up now.
I have to move around, Gloria, don't I? To be
You
able
will,
to
yeah, but
attack?
you won't. Your movement won't be hindered. So if you move to the left, if you move to this square here, you'll be okay. Because
Okay.
you've been basically whacking your axe, back and forth, just kind of clearing it out. So yeah,
Okay,
if you
then
want to move
that's-
there, you can.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and
Okay.
yeah, perfect.
So that's 1 action. So you still have 2 more actions.
And then I'm going to try and attack with my axe, my battle axe.
Okay. So you'll go to your actions tab and click the +7 button. Good luck on your attack. And you would just pick that up and drag it over and drop it onto the spider. And then it'll tell us if you hit or miss. Ooh, you crushed that spider with a 24. That's close to a critical hit. So, because remember in Pathfinder 2, if you were to roll a 27 or 27, then you would have done a lot more damage. So that's another cool thing. You don't have to roll just a 20. But then again, the monsters don't either. So yeah, feel free to roll your damage now. 1d12 plus 4 slashing. Hope you roll high. Ooh, that 12 rolled over. So there you go. You swing your axe and you just basically cut the spider in half, and it basically just gets caught up into the web, and that spider is now dead. Good job. So I am going into the party sheet, and I am going to give you ladies some more experience. So let's open up this encounter. Here we go.
As Gloria whines.
Right, yes. So you get another 160. What's that?
I have antidote and I have medicine.
Okay, yeah. So this round is over, and we're going to give you one more. We're going to give you some more. In fact, I'm going to give you another saving throw really quick, because every round in Pathfinder, you can do a saving throw to see if you shake the poison or not. So let's give you one more DC 16, which you're going to fail again. So I'm going to give you a little bit more poison damage. So you go down all of a sudden as as combat subsides and everybody's starting to gather around you, you just and just collapse. You're not dead, you're just unconscious. So did we read up on healing and using potions and stuff like that? Medicine checks?
So I should be able to do a medicine.
Yep, correct. Yeah, you can make potions on the fly because you have
But I
your...
could do a first aid check first.
Yes, you can do that also. Yep.
I also have antidote.
Yep. So did you have any antidotes? I didn't hear you say you made anything, because you got your infused reagents to where on the fly you can use your infused reagents to create 2 potions of the same type really quick.
No, I don't think I said that. So
Yeah, so you can do that. You have I had it. I think you get a number of reagents to your intelligence modifier or something like that. So we'll have to put that on your sheet. But for now, we'll say that you have 4. Okay, and so if you want to, let's see. Yeah, if you want to go ahead and use one of your infuser agents, you can create a couple of antidotes, and you can give give one to your sister. So what it does, well, actually, the antidote actually protects you against toxins. So upon drinking an antidote, you gain an item bonus to fortitude saving throws against poison for 6 hours. So you basically gain a +2 bonus. So it would have been cool to, yeah, the antidote won't actually get rid of it. You'll have to actually use your medicine skill, but the antidote is something to prevent it. It basically just gives you a bonus, right? So,
it's time beforehand. All right, so I have a
Yeah.
+4 for medicine. Looks like.
All right. So let's get a medicine check in there. And this is going to it takes 10 minutes. Wow, that is actually really good. So I'm going to reward that. And not only do you cure her from the poison, so she's not like bubbling out this like greenish bile anymore. She actually is going to cut in it. Pathfinder really doesn't say it goes this way, but I'm going to reward that 20. And not only do you heal her from the poison and you stop it, you also make her conscious again with 1 hit point. So we'll give you 1 hit point, Gloria, and you're no longer unconscious. So
may I cast heal on her?
You sure can, yeah. And then I'll turn tokens off to where you can freely move around now. So yes, you have 1 hit point left, Gloria. And I'm going to take all of these other conditions like flat-footed off and all that other stuff. So you are good to go. And this spider is dead. Good job cutting that thing in half.
Hey,
All right, so you are healed for 7.
Can
Can
we?
Writhe go up to the spider and collect one of the fangs?
Yeah, sure. I have no problem with that. Sort of like a trinket collection of the that's cool. Yeah, you can get up there and cut a fang out. Sure.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
You search
So
them?
you sure can. Yeah, you can. Yeah. Everybody, give me a perception check.
She's the closest.
Nice roll. So, Kaylin, as you are searching around, both you and Gloria both stumble upon what appears to be a cocooned humanoid or something in a cocoon on the northern wall of this cavern. And it's definitely not moving, but it's definitely a cocooned figure. Small, by the way. Maybe the size of a gnome or a halfling. Maybe a little bit smaller than a halfling. Yeah, there's a cocooned humanoid type of figure. Ooh.
Pull out my
family members.
What's that, Gloria?
One of the family members from upstairs, possibly. Oh no.
Oh, so that's where Cousin Cletus went.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. So yes, both Kaylin and Gloria, you are right there at the foot of this creature and I'll put both of your tokens to where you would be.
I would like to pull out my dagger and carefully open the cocoon.
Yeah, sure. So you get down on a knee and you start being really careful, and all of a sudden you hear a scream, "Ow, you just cut me." No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, I'm just being stupid. So inside of this bundle of cocoon, there is a kobold, and you can definitely tell that this is a kobold. I mean, they're a common creature and a common menace to Otari. And this kobold's been here for a while because it's dried up. So, it's sort of like indentured facial features and stuff. So it's been here for probably quite a while. And then there's a couple of huge holes on its neck. And then, there's all kinds of large green veins, sort of like where the poison had set in. Much like what could have possibly happened to Belle if her sister, Menace, didn't save her life. So, because she was fixing to take another damage roll and a strike. So when you go unconscious, on your next turn, you have to do a saving throw, D10 plus whatever. So it would be a 10. So if you fail, you got 1 death strike. And if you get 4, you die. But if you take any other damage, you just keep accumulating death strikes until you die. So it can be pretty relentless in Pathfinder. So when somebody goes down, it's either death saving throws or like a potion or healing, or you also have healing point, your hero points in Pathfinder. So you can also use a hero point to just say on your turn, okay, I'm just going to use all my hero points and I'm going to become stable. So you don't have to worry about dying. So, but if you do that, you use all of your hero points. So if you accumulate 2 over time, then yeah, you would use 2. So to get back on track, sorry about that. I just wanted to kind of talk about death and dying there for a little bit, and I'm sure we'll go over it again once it comes up. But along with this corpse, there are also a couple of items. So the first item is a beautiful little short sword, and it looks like a decorative piece, and you could look at it. It's made of silver. It's probably worth about 5 gold. But in one of the kobold's hands, the kobold is clutching a bottle, an elixir, and it is of a red liquid. Let me see if I have an image for it. I might. I do not, but it is it's just a circular bottle. It's a red liquid. It has like a little heart kind of floating in it, in the elixir bottle. And, common sense, this tells you that it's a healing potion. So, and in fact, once you look at it, then if you're like, yeah, no problem, it's a healing potion. So I will go ahead and add those 2 items into the party sheet. So you'll be able to see, ooh, I like somebody took the 2 days worth of rations. I like that. So I have gone ahead and added the minor healing potion, and also the silver short sword with it's just a small emerald. And it's, like I said, it's like a decorative piece, but if you want to use it as a regular short sword, feel free to. You'll just have a more fancy looking short sword. And it could be if you're maybe dressing up for some type of diplomatic, maybe that might help you out with a good looking sword. So yeah, so you have a couple more items, and you ladies talk about it, and whoever wants what, take it.
Gloria, sister, I don't mind if you want to go ahead and use that healing potion on yourself.
Yeah, that would be lovely.
Yeah, because Kaelin's only got so many spells. So yeah, Kaelin has 2 or 3 spells, and then you can do a certain amount of healing spells as well, right? Something like that. So yeah. So if you want to go ahead and use the potion, go ahead and give me I believe it was a D8. Did it say? You can open up the actual item itself and it'll tell you how much healing. All right. Was there any bonuses to it? Like any plus modifiers, or was it just flat 1d8? Okay. So you'll get back
Just a
4
flat
more.
1d8.
Very good. So you're feeling a lot better with the 7 that you got back from Kalen's healing spell. And yeah, so you're at, yeah, you should have, you should be 12 more you should be down. Well, you should have 12 more hit points. So, all right. So I will say this as well. Now, with your perception check, Thaneth, and being an alchemist, you would know that there could be some possible poison glands on this spider where you could possibly find a rare ingredient to be able to make a poison down the line once you get a recipe or something like that. So why don't you give me another herbalism check? And I've got a DC set in my head, so
Real quick, do you need to do the wounds? Because I can't seem to change anything.
no, I can. Let's see. So how many max hit points do you have?
Max was 18,
Okay.
and
Okay,
then I
so-
just got back 4 more.
So you got a total of 12. So you should be at yeah, you should be a total of yeah, you should be 6 wounds.
6 wounds.
Yeah. So there you go. You're good to go. You got 12. Let's see. How it works different. So you got, yeah, there you go. You're 6. You got 12 hit points left. All right. Remember, Fantasy Grounds works the opposite because it counts down from max to 0. So if you, yeah. Okay, ladies. So you found, well, with your check, you were trying to get a poison gland, but when your sister went in there and cut out the fang, she damaged one of the poison. She damaged the poison gland. So, but yeah, so nothing with that check. But don't forget to check spiders and, all kinds of other, because there's all kinds of stuff. Alchemy is in fact, I will say this about Pathfinder 2. Crafting is very useful because, you can carry around a portable alchemy lab. You can carry around a portable forge. You can do all kinds of stuff, tailoring, and you can make magic items in Pathfinder 2, which is really cool. All right, ladies.
Can I use a survival check and cut its stomach open to see if there's anything in there?
Sure. You can give me a survival check. Sure. I'll entertain that. Even though that kind of stuff isn't in the books, I'll always entertain. Yeah, so you cut it open and nothing. It's just like this steam comes out. This just nauseous steam just comes out
Just
of its
nasty
belly.
and
Yeah.
stinky.
Stinky, yeah.
Would it be okay to gather some of the webbing?
Sure. You can gather some webbing. Yeah. Yeah, feel free to. Yeah, if you ever need to create anything on your character sheet, on the inventory tab, you can always right click and at the bottom hit create item, and it will create a blank line for you. And then you can write whatever it is, and spider web wouldn't really have any weight unless you were like taking the entire cavern worth of, then it would have a weight. But yeah, if you're just going to take some spider web for something, yeah, just put on your create an item and say bundle of spider web or something. That could come in use. Could come in use for glue or something later on down the line or something. So
Spiderweb band-aids.
there you go. Just like doctors use super glue now for cuts. So all right, ladies. So what do you think? You had 2 successful encounters. I've added more experience for you. You all got 160 more apiece. So you're getting close to that second level. I see Thaneth. She's over there on the western side of the room. And it looks and it opens up into another chamber. And as you get to the top of the stairs, it looks like it's an intersection, basically. And it looks like it travels east and it travels west. You know, as you kind of peek into the chamber.
Should we go east or west?
Or as you sprint in. I thought we were east. You mean south and west?
Well, east. Oh, I'm sorry, west. My bad. Yeah, that's my first time ever using direction. Yeah, it is to the west. I'm sorry about that. Yeah. So yeah, there's a chamber that's going west, more west, and then there's a chamber that's going to the northeast, and there's also a barrier in this room, and on the northern wall there's a small portion of the ceiling has also collapsed also, so there's a pile of rubble. So what do you think, ladies? You have a barricade made out of wood, and you are out of the web-infested cage. And it looks like you just keep delving deeper and deeper into this underground labyrinth. So yeah, there's to the upper part of the map. It's a crude barricade. It's it comes up to about neck height, so it's a pretty big barricade. So something wants to keep you out, but you don't see any. There's nothing on the other side of the barricade, but it's made of old wooden planks and, barrel brackets and stuff like that. Now the southwest corridor, that's unimpeded, and it looks like you can travel freely that way. But I mean, you can, even with the barricade, I mean, right, if you just want to smash it with your axe, it looks like you could probably take it out in a couple good swings, or maybe if you want to use if you want to get creative and use maybe a tool check, you can dismantle it and not make the amount of noise that Writhe would make smashing it to pieces. So I'll give you a couple hints here and there. So yeah, do you want to be? If you want to even go that way,
keep us out or somebody else from coming here?
That's a good question. Are they trying to keep you out, or is someone trying to keep something in? That's the thing, or keep something from going out as well. But it's a big barricade. But like I said, it comes to your neck. But it's very crude, and it could be taken out with a couple swings of a large weapon, or you could even be quiet and try to dismantle it quietly. Up to you.
I say we try to dismantle the barricade.
It's very unlike you, but let's do it.
You have a fever,
Please,
sis?
Matt.
Do you have a fever?
I didn't say quietly. I just said dismantle it.
That's
let's
very
try
true.
quiet.
Technically, yes, that's very true. Yeah. So, what do you think, ladies?
Yeah.
Do you want to go past the barricade, or do you want to go the other way and maybe come back? You can always come back or do whatever.
Well, where's that coming from? Can we tell?
Give me a perception check if you're climbing up onto the barricade trying to look. So I will say this, Staneth, you climb up onto the barricade along with your sister, and both of you can see that there's about another, and you can see down because it is descending down about another 20 to 30 feet, it looks like, with natural earthen stairs. And it looks like it opens up into a room, a large room with like a marble type of flooring. And then there's all kinds of debris scattered in this room also. Because you have your torch, and your torch is has range, but yeah. And then it looks like just at the edge of where the torch light kind of starts dimming out and fades to pure black, it looks like there's some type of, maybe this stone dais or earthen dais that's in the middle of the room. So you can see a bunch of debris, and it also looks like, and in fact, Rod, since you had the better roll, it looks like that you may see an arm of a skeleton kind of coming out from behind a large broken piece of stone. But it looks like there's a dais in the middle of this room. What's on the dais, you can't tell because of your torches ran out of light. Well, the torch can't reach that far in, so, but yeah. So that's
Sister,
what you
look
see.
at that marble flooring.
Yeah, and it's a marble flooring, and actually where you're at as well, it looks like this stone floor has been masoned, so it's nice and smooth and level. It's not like the other areas of this underground labyrinth that you've been in, where it's all just rough and natural earthen. So this has actually been worked and smooth, and the smooth path continues to the southwest.
I think we should go and check out what's in the room here.
Okay.
I second that.
What do you guys think?
In we go.
All right, so I want to see if we can quietly dismantle that.
Sure. Why don't you give me either a crafting check or a thievery check to be quiet while you're dismantling. Ooh, Thanis, you were just ripping boards out, and your sister came up behind you and said, "Oh, don't steal anything." Also, I remember when you said that last week. That was so good. She said, "Oh, hold on, sis," and she helps you meticulously take this out with that awesome 20, that roll of a 20. So
I'm great at Jenga.
yeah. So yeah, that's basically it. Yeah. So you get after about 5 minutes or so, both you and your sister get this barricade taken down before you start making all kinds of noise, because you were just like head first in there. Your legs are kicking out of the wood, and so your sister came up, helped you get it taken apart quietly, and I will open this up for you. So this is basically what you can see as you start to enter and descend down into this chamber with a marble floor. So yes, you can see that. You can see the skeleton arms sticking out also from behind a broken stone pillar or a large stone piece.
So quiet.
I
down here?
definitely want to head that way and check it out.
Yeah, it's definitely quiet. And, as it winds down and you ladies go into the entrance of this room, it looks like it is a burial vault. And inside of this room, you can see that dais has a beautiful stone sarcophagus on it. And it looks like there is a stone figure that's lying on top of the sarcophagus, and a couple of candles that are actually kind of flickering, and they're so dim that, these candles have been burning for quite a while. And then you can also see, especially on the northern wall, you can see that there are some alcoves in the wall with more stone sarcophaguses. So it looks like there's multiple stone sarcophaguses in this room on the exterior wall. And then in the middle, there is, that large stone sarcophagus. And, after looking a little bit more, I'll let you have one more round of movement. So go ahead and move your tokens in up to your movement.
May
I'm
I
searching
loot
the
that
skeleton.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Go ahead, sister.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I'll let you ladies get a search in on it. So go ahead and move your tokens into the room, and you can see these are actually. What's that? What was that, Caitlin?
I was gonna say, please don't blow up the candles till we know what's going on.
Yeah, good idea. So as you move into the room, I'll go ahead and I'll unlock the tokens here. These sarcophaguses are made out of wood. They kind of look like they were stone, but after getting a little bit closer to them, they are made out of an old wood. And there's just a very musky smell in here. So this is where we're going to end today's session. And we'll come back next week and continue on in this chamber of the dead, this old forgotten crypt. So thanks for playing, ladies. Had a great time. Great job with the spider. And yeah, we'll continue on next week.